Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to a ridiculously late installment of some recaps of Scandal. They are now on their winter break, so I was just gonna kind of pop in and do the mid-season finale, but then I was like, no, that's kind of trifling, so here we are. I'm going to recap for you episode 5, I think it is. It's called Adventures in Babysitting. Last time we left off, Liv had busted her father. I think she'd realized that he was like talking to Fitz on the low, so she goes to fuss at him, which I find that it's kind of hilarious to me that like her dad just lets her talk to him any kind of way, because I know like had that been my daddy, he'd have been like whatever. But she was talking to him crazy, telling him that talking to her is a privilege, because he like kept trying to interrupt her when she was like chastising him, basically busting his balls, and she was like, talking to me is a privilege, you don't have those privileges. And Eli just sits there and takes it. I'm like, how are you like former command and you just let your daughter punk you? Whatever. And her whole like busting your balls, chastising my father like he's a little boy thing, Liv tells Eli, Papa Pope, to tell Fitz to go home. And Eli's like, well, Fitz wants to talk to you. And she's like, nope, he doesn't have those privileges either. And I'm kind of tripping, because I'm like, you were just like, you know, tonsil wrestling with him like last episode, like, and so now you're like, nah, he gotta go. I just think that's kind of funny how she's so hot and cold with Fitz, but she basically tells him, no, he can't talk to me either, both of y'all need to go away. Melly's on TV talking peace in the Middle East and talking about the coup. And then the president of Bashran is like, I'm gonna go back to my country and see if I can deal with this. And Melly's like, no, she wants him to stay. And he's like, okay, well, if I stay, then my niece, like the chick that was mentioned a couple episodes ago, the one that he has in college under a fake name, he's like, she's gonna need to be taken out of school, because you know it's gonna get hot out here in these streets, and I can't have my niece out here all willy-nilly and unprotected. Oh, where does anyone who needs protection go? To Pope and Associates. Oh, I'm sorry, Perkins and Associates, or no, Quinn Perkins. I don't know. They go to Liv's former job, aka Quinn's new job. That's where they take her. Fitz is mad that Liv basically is playing, you know, she's giving him the ice cold shoulder, and so he's mad and he feels away. So he tells Melly that Liv killed Luna Vargas. Liv is basically like, look, I did what I had to do. She was a threat. She was out here reckless. She out here assassinating president-elects. It's not funny, but she, you know, she out here assassinating people and thinking, you know, that wasn't gonna come back to get her. And Millie's like, you can't be running out here all reckless and crazy, because anything you do, you know, you keep doing this whole, you know, twosome thing, we're in it together, and you out here acting crazy. So basically watch what you do, because anything you do is connected to me, and I can't be having labels like, I don't know, murderer attached to me. Oh, and Millie tells Liv to shut down B613, because Fitz told on that too. He told everything. He told all the secrets. He was like, she killing people and she had a B613. So Melly was like, dead all that, literally and figuratively. So back at Quinn Perkins and Associates or whatever, they're babysitting the president of Bashran's niece, who's been taken there for protection, and she's run away because she's not about this whole, you know, leaving this life that she's built for herself. So she's run away, and now the search is on for her. So for whatever reason, Fitz wants to hang out with Jake now, which I think is weird. I'm like, y'all are like tunnel buddies. Why y'all hanging out? Whatever. So Fitz and Jake are having a drink, and Fitz is trying to talk to Jake about like Liv and his wife and all that. And not Jamie, what's his name? Jake. He's like, nah, we're not about to talk about none of that. He's like, Liv is command now. She's not who you think she is. She's changed. So let's stop trying to reminisce about the brown sugar that we've both stuck our hands in, because it ain't that anymore. So thought Curtis was out of the picture. He is not. He is back with Liv. They've clearly been, you know, doing grown people stuff, and he puts the president of Bashran on his show. Oh, and we found out where the niece of the president of Bashran has been. She ran away with her girlfriend, but they found her. She's all right for now. So at some point, you know, Fitz is like a dog with a bone. Liv is like his drug. He just can't get enough. So basically he tells her that he's not going to leave until he sees the Olivia Pope he recognizes. Good luck with that, Fitz, because none of us recognize this Olivia Pope, this cold-hearted, I mean, she was always kind of cold-hearted, but this cold-hearted, murderous, calculating, ball-busting. Again, she was always all of these things, but it's on such a different level now that I'm like. But anyway, he tells her he's not going anywhere until he sees the Olivia Pope he recognizes. Remember how I was talking episodes ago about how the president of Bashran and Millie seem to have this like underlying desire to want to bump nasties. They finally kissed, but that's all it is. But at least they finally did it, because I was sitting here tired of watching them give each other the eye, and you know, all these like little shaky, breathy moments. I was so sick of seeing that. Like, just do something about it. So they finally kissed, but Melly didn't let it go any further than that. But it doesn't even matter that they finally kissed, because he's going back to Bashran. So that was like a total tease. I would have rather they keep looking at each other longingly and giving each other these "ooh, I want you" looks, instead of just kissing and now you gotta go. Boy, bye. Melly has taken a page from Liv's book, and she goes to see, or I think Fitz comes to see her, because they have like this arrangement for this invisible child that we never see. So Fitz is coming to pick up his invisible son Teddy, and when he does, Melly's like, talking to me is a privilege. I'm like, what is this with this? What is this? So basically, I guess Liv gave him, so I guess Liv gave Melly the speech that she gave Eli, and now she's remixing it and giving it to Fitz. And I'm like, first off, that's your ex-husband and your baby daddy? Like, whatever. I guess she's all, I'll see you on visiting days, and that's about it. So Liv shows up to Curtis's job, I guess trying to be spontaneous or whatever. He basically tells her that he's not checking for her anymore. He says that he was attracted to her power and her beauty, but he didn't realize that those were the only human qualities that she had. I watched that and I was like, damn! Like, from Friday. Damn! That was that hurt my feelings. But I mean, I can agree with him, because she is on like some next level, you know, no fucks stuff. And like I said, I'm not here for it. So now she's driving men away with her, whatever she got going on. It's not attractive, Liv. It's not. Let's stop it. So remember I told you the president of Bashran was leaving. So he's leaving. Quinn is there. I guess she calls herself being attached to the niece. So she's there saying goodbye, you know, sayonara, see you later. And they're on the plane. I had to go back and rewind, because I was confused at first as to whether or not the president of Bashran was on the plane. I remember just looking up and seeing his niece get on the plane. Well, it turns out he's on the plane too. So he and his niece are both on the plane that promptly blows up as soon as they start to pull off. So needless to say, the president of Bashran and his niece are both dead. Quinn's obviously devastated. So much for any kind of nasty bump in between him and Melly. So that's over with, and that's pretty much how the episode ends. I don't know. I'm still obviously interested in the show. I'm just curious as to how they're going to finish this off. And I've said that every single episode, and I'm just saying it because Liv is just getting so far removed, I feel, from the woman that we fell in love with. I don't know how, and you know, obviously everybody falls in love with Liv. And I don't know how they're going to bring her full circle. Like, what's going to happen to either, like, what's the word, get her out of this, like bring her, snap her out of it, or, you know, just something needs to be done, because I'm not feeling this person that she's become. This, I don't know, I'm not liking it, but it is what it is. What are y'all thinking of the series as far their mid-break finale? I think I've already mentioned that. So they're not going to be back till January. So I figured I might as well get these videos out, because it's better late than never, right? Ding. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the other video going, and I'll see y'all in a little bit.